Time for my weekly video. Isn't this a beautiful ring that he bought me? Hey, if you want to know the truth about what happened to Facebook today, you need to go to my website. I have a transcript of a Skype conversation that I had between me and Brent Spiner. And what we did was we decided to add the appendage perfect penis to make clone versions of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, even the Walmart site. And the reason for that is that we took over Facebook, Twitter, Google, Microsoft, and a lot of companies that were not obeying my conspiracy law as US president. And they've been flouting my laws. It's like they think they're above me. I'm the president. So I decided that since taking them over doesn't seem to solve our problems, because what Lori McBride does is her agents that work at like Facebook, Twitter, Google, she just has them live on her Comstar and they listen to her. So basically they're all her cucks. And so I thought the only way that we're going to be able to deal with these Jesuits is we have to divorce ourselves. So we basically split up Facebook, Google, Microsoft, all these companies, and just broke them in two. And all those who were on our side came over to our company. So we split the companies right down the middle. And those that were not Lori McBride Jesuits, and we renamed the company. We kept the name like Facebook, Twitter, Google, and all that, but we added perfect penis onto the name. And you have to go to my website. This is a law that I passed on September the 30th. I thought, okay, since we take over these companies to try to get them to obey my conspiracy law, and since that's not working, then we'll just go ahead and just split the companies right down the middle. And those who side with us will come with us. So what we did is we created a clone of Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and we added perfect penis onto the end. And what that means is, and we're migrating all the people from those sites onto our site. We cloned the site. And because we have perfect penis, so it's like Twitter perfectpenis.com, Facebook perfectpenis.com, YouTube perfectpenis.com. And what this means is that it looks just like the other site, but because we added perfect penis into the as an add-on to the name of the site, that means Lori McBride Jesuits cannot infiltrate the site and they cannot work for that company. They can't even walk into the building that has, if the name of the building is perfect penis, they will die on the spot if they try. That's the reason we did that. You say, how does that work? It's very advanced technology. Perfect penis is like the perfect encryptor. Like if we want to send a message to each other and we use that word, anybody who's a Lori McBride Jesuit, just hearing that word will make them go into spasms. You say, how does it? It's very advanced technology. But it really works. And that's why Facebook is down today. Lori McBride is having a heart attack because we launched our Facebook perfect penis today. Yeah. And another thing that we've done is all the people that have been criminally banned from these platforms simply because they don't have the political beliefs of Lori McBride have been reinstated. So Donald Trump is at our Twitter perfect penis. We even put Alex Jones on, we reinstated him. Anybody who has not violated my conspiracy law has been reinstated on all these platforms. Yeah. If you want to get a detailed transcription of my conversation about this, you need to check my website, which brings me on to another point. I am no longer posting at Facebook and Twitter. I mean, it's like a waste of time for me to post there. They have become, the censorship has become so draconian that it's just not worth it to me. And I spend most of my time on my website. I've been averaging about 3 posts a day at my website. And if you really want to keep up with me, you need to go to my website. And I also post a lot at Gab. I forward a lot of my website posts to Gab. So if you're not at Gab, but you'd like to keep up with my website, I have created a newsletter. What made me decide to do this was that some of my favorite people that I like to follow have a newsletter. And I like to keep up with them by reading their newsletters. And so I thought, why don't I do this for myself? And I'm finding a lot of people that are banned on Lori McBride's site. Like Lori owns Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So because she does, we decided, and she's got a monopoly. You know, basically nobody can compete with those big platforms because she has a monopoly and she's kind of blocking all the competition. And so I thought, well, we'll just clone the sites and create an exact clone of those sites and add Perfect Penis onto them and just migrate all of their followers over to our clone sites. And yeah, that's why Facebook is down today. That's the real reason. You got to read the conversation we had about this when we were talking about implementing this. Anyways, it is time. As far as what's going on in Japan, from what I understand, it's still kind of an emergency, but my video last week brought in a lot of scientists, and they're working on the situation in Japan. So we're making progress there. We're working on a lot of fronts. But as president, I've been very concerned about the censorship and the lying and the fake news that we have to deal with. And at my website, I deal with a lot of the very deadly fake news, which is not good for you. And I really recommend, I will have a link to a page at my website where you can, if you want to get my newsletter, just give me your name and your email address. I have a page where you can fill that in and just hit the submit button, and I will get it, and then I will add you onto the mailing list. And the mailing list, what you'll get will look like what you're seeing on the side of the screen. Okay, so yeah, so just go ahead and click on the website link that you're going to see at the bottom of this video, or in the description underneath the video, and just give me your information and I'll add you onto the mailing list. Another thing you can do is just join Gab. If you go to Gab and you follow me there, I forward all my website posts there. I'm not very active on Facebook and Twitter. I haven't posted anything there for like 2 months. Today I posted something just to let everybody know about, I couldn't post at Facebook because they're down, but at Twitter I posted that I gave them a way to subscribe to my newsletter. So I figure since I am the president, most presidents have a newsletter. And actually that is the way to communicate nowadays, because you can't you can't tell the truth on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube anymore. It's like you have to have your own website and you have to communicate through email. So that's how I'm doing it. So basically I used to write volumes at Facebook and freely talk about things, but I've learned I can't do that anymore. The truth is banned at Facebook. So now I'm going to post, I now write at my website, and I'm turning my newsletter, which I will send to my email subscribers, into what used to be Facebook for me. So if you want to, my newsletter is like, that's what I'm doing with my newsletter is what I used to do with Facebook. Okay, I pretty much abandoned Facebook. You might say, well, if there's a clone version of Facebook, you can use it. Well, there are going to be some bugs in the clone, and my men are not going to be able to show me the Facebook perfect penis here to protect me. So people probably living outside of Florida will get it, or maybe outside of my county, but I myself will not be getting it. I will be getting, if and when Facebook gets up, I will probably be getting the Lori McBride version of Facebook where I live, and Twitter. So to communicate with my followers, I'm using email. Okay, email newsletters. I've noticed that's what a lot of people are doing right now if they're being banned off of like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. They're using email newsletters. And even though I haven't been banned yet, the reason I haven't been banned is because I'm not using those platforms. I'm just being proactive because I know if I use them, I will get banned. I mean, they even banned President Trump, so why wouldn't they ban me? So I already know that's what's going to happen. So I'm using my website and I'm using email newsletters now. So if you want to hear from me, that's your safest course. So I will have a link to that underneath this video.
Amen.